Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the West Coast on Field 29. We are setting my brother off on, he's going to be up here working this field, grass work, and maybe some other fields today if he gets done. Or we might go bale straw on the other field that we are going to be harvesting. So we're doing a little bit of divided jobs, but it's just because we want to be sure to get some straw in. So this is his job, and it looks like he's got a good start. He knows exactly what he's doing. We're going to take off and go harvest the final field of the fall. Well, the final field that we own. And we hit something there a little bit. It's like, all right, well, there we go. That's a little bit easier. All right. Bye, brother. Have fun. Hopefully he'll come back and get those end rows. I'm sure he will. Okay, let's get on our way down to... It really does bring the map alive to have another worker that is mostly automated by themselves. That is just... Look at that. It feels so much more alive. It's just one extra tractor, one extra worker. Really does feel like... Well, granted, I've never done any grass work at all in real life, and neither has my brother, but... It makes it feel so much more real. Okay, and let's try to focus on driving on the road. There we go. Okay. So now we are on our way down there to the field. Let's see. So do we want to... I was briefly considering chopping up the chaff and cultivating it back in the ground just so I could get an extra fertilizer layer without having to put anything else on the field. That is a very long way if we want to cart any type of slurry. And, I think that in the future we will want to try to either do cover crops or, some type of thing where we don't have to. Actually, we could do cover crops this year. But we'll want to try to do something to minimize the distance that we have to haul slurry. And, just try to use our time as efficiently as possible. If we do have slurry enough to cover the whole map, well, then, that's one thing. But I don't think that will be the issue. So we need to find other ways to supplement our fertilizer with cover crops and cultivating in organic material. And might as well do that the furthest away from the slurry pit. Oh, I'm glad I parked Fritz there. I almost drove right past this opening. All right, let's park up over... Where are we going to park? Let's just park right here. I think that is as... Yeah, we'll just park right there. All right, that's good. Okay. Now, we're going to have to eventually sell that. Should we sell that now? Let's just sell that now. I think we can sell it at Little Wool Hope. It's not really enough to warrant driving all the way out to... Whoops, sorry, buddy. I meant to do that before I rolled in the road, and then I was in the road before I knew it, so I just kept on going. Hold on. Before I go any further, I think there's a back entrance to... Is there a back entrance to Little Wool Hope? Maybe. I don't think so. Let's just keep on our way. We'll have to go in the other way. But it's not that far. It's definitely a lot closer than going to Clifftop. Although, I would love to go to Clifftop again. That was just so beautiful. Oh, my goodness. I will... I'll really try to keep my... I don't know. Maybe I should just sit back and enjoy the view and not talk for once. This map has a lot of great views. I don't think I will ever get old. Alright, let's hit the blinker here. And turn into Little Wool Hope Farm. This driveway is really pretty here in the fall colors. I was actually going to make Little Wool Hope my home farm. It had a little bit more room, and then I was going to, this was going to be my arable base of operations, and then I was going to keep dairy up there at the Mountain View farm. But I decided instead of doing that, to just cram everything in one spot. I feel like it feels a little bit more realistic to me. I know that's not necessarily the way people do it over in the UK. At least that's based on my experiences on maps. They spread things out over several farms, but let's just pause and look for a minute. That is a great view. All right. Okay. Let's go. I have no idea where the sell point is. I just assume it is back here somewhere. And I assumed correctly. Hey! I did something right. All right, we're going to try to be able to back that in there. There we go. I think that should work. No, I'm going to have to pull forward a little bit more. That trailer's longer than I thought it was. It's a decent-sized trailer there. It's a good-looking trailer. We can actually change that color to... Oh, we should have changed that color to green. Since even though we're not John Deere, we have Fendt and... Whoops, Class, and they are both green. So green would have been maybe a little bit more fitting. All right, let's try to cut this as quick as possible. But we also don't want to turn too sharp. All right, I think that's pretty good. You know what? Let's do a like realistic style there, maybe. Right? Okay, there we go. We are selling this grain. A little bit more should do it. All right. We got it. Yeah, there wasn't that much in that trailer, but there was enough. And, well, I mean, what else were we going to do with it? We were going to dump it on the ground so that we could fill up with barley. Okay, we're going to have to back out of here. If we can cut it in time, we can do it without having to go forward again. I think... Can we make that? I don't know if we're going to make that turn. Yeah, we're going to have to go forward. Okay. That's not the end of the world. Okay, should we... Oh my god, are we going to have to back out of this whole thing? We might have to back out of this whole thing. My goodness. Whoa. Whoa, buddy. There we go. Turned a little bit too sharp there. And, oh goodness, what a nightmare. All right. We got that straightened out. We are good to go. Let's get out of here. Oh, I don't think we want to go that way. We need to go this way. There we go. All right. Here we go. Going back to the combine. I think that... Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let's look at these views. See those bales that we have still out there. And look at that. With the mountains up there, that just looks so nice. All right, let's get out of here. That is... Oh. Okay, we're clear that way, but you know what? That's just a lot better. That's a lot more realistic. Yeah, man, it feels so real driving from inside the cab with this map. I just love these views. I really cannot wait until other people play this map, and I just, you know, it's got to be great for Bullet Bill to be able to sit back after this map has been completed and, you know, once it gets publicly released by Giants, to see all of the awesome flow of comments just stream in. That's got to be so satisfying because, you know, I mean, I'm sure he knows that it's good, but, you know, I'm sure there's probably always a question. Maybe is it really as good as I think it is? Like, is it really the best map out there? Like, yeah, it's the best map out there. And at least for views. I know that there's a lot of other maps that have, you know, extra functionality and scripts and factories. And if you, whoops, I'm talking and I forgot that. Okay, let's make sure nothing's behind us. I hope not. And I realized that I almost backed into another trailer. And I also realized that I forgot to turn on my beacons, which I should have done. But, so we violated the law a little bit there, but hopefully not too bad. Okay, I think we're going to pull actually in past Bessie. I don't want to have to move this again and get out of the combine when we are in the middle of a harvest. So let's just pull up, and I think we can skirt the field enough. There we go. I think that's just great. Anyway, just to finish that thought, oh my goodness. You know, I remember in one of the recent threads, Bullet Bill actually said that he really tried really hard to make an interesting view from every single field. He wanted every field to at least have some kind of interesting feature. And as far as I can tell, it's pretty amazing. It's funny in the FSUK thread, I forget who it was, but someone was commenting like, which fields are your favorite, or what fields would you recommend to start out working on, you know, if you want this or that. And, you know, someone joked all of them. And it's, I mean, yeah, that's a joke, and there's probably some that are better than others if you like views, or if you like hills, or if you like a mountain view, or if you like an open view, or a forest view. But I don't think it's a stretch to say all of them are awesome. I mean, okay, I'll stop trying to go on about how awesome this map is. I mean, you guys can just see it for yourself, so I don't need to try to tell you how awesome the map is. Let's switch to inside the cab here and get things hooked up. I think that, should I come in the other way? I thought that this would be a little bit more straight, but actually, now that I look at it, maybe the other way was a little bit better. I don't know. Either way, that's going to be a little bit too steep of an angle. We got to try to straighten out here. And then back up without hitting anything. The gate's wide enough. I just don't know about the angle of the head. I think we're going to cheat a little bit and come in. Nope, that's a little bit too tight there. I think this will work in game. In real life, this would never work. So actually, I probably shouldn't do it, but I really don't want to spend another hour, you know, with you guys watching me pull forward and back up and pull forward and back up, and, you know, just to get this head on. So we're gonna, oh, that's ugly. Oh, goodness. Oh, man. Okay, we're not going to do that again. That was... In real life, you have to get those heads on really square. You know, it doesn't just magically float to the combine. Oh, goodness. We're just doing all kinds of nightmarish work here. Okay. I think that if I am careful about my mirrors and I turn this way, if we cut hard, no, not too hard. We don't want to turn into the gate. I think I turned a little bit too early. But if I straighten that way a little bit, whoops. One of those buttons are, there we go. I accidentally hit my blinker. Okay, now if we cut it, I think we can miss the gate on the right there. There we go. That is exactly what I wanted. And if we look back to our left, yep, there we go. Okay, so I think we will just drop it and go at this point. Whoops. All right. We're not going to go quite yet. Got a little bit more work to do. Now we can drop it and go. There we go. And I want to make sure that we are still leaving a swath. So we'll stop it here in a minute. Let's just get past our trailer just to make a little bit more room. There we go. We'll stop about there. And there should be enough room there to turn around, I believe. Missing. Are we far enough past it? It's awful close. I think we're past it. Yeah. Depth perception is just really hard on, you know, looking out of the cab. I always respect people that can stack bales from inside of a tractor cab in the game. It's just, you know, in real life, I'm sure it's hard in real life. You know, you got to go tedious and methodical, but at least you have depth perception in real life. Here, it's so hard to see how far away you are from something. But anyway, okay. I think that is pretty good. We're going to have to figure out which way is long and which way is short on this field. For now, though, is that too... Yeah, we'll pull up here. I don't want to cut too much of an angle. Well, let the back end run out just a little bit. And it looks like this way is probably shorter. So I think these are our end rows. Although I am not completely positive on that. Originally, I had planned to do a ton of corn on this map, but until we can afford a forage forage harvester, the crone, whatever. Until we can afford the, hold on, let's just look at this. Forage harvester, yeah, it was right. Until we can afford one of those, I'm not sure we should do a bunch of corn, because from what I understand, I remember Bullet Bill saying that they had never grown corn for cash, cash selling, for harvesting the grain on Coldborough Park Farm, as far as he knew. Granted, that does not necessarily hold true for all of the UK or, this part of the UK, but still, I think it's indicative that they don't do a lot of corn in the UK. And actually, I mean, if this is Wales, corn needs as much sun as possible. And that is not the case in the Wales, from what I understand, based on the mod, the Wales Seasons Geo. So, yeah, corn needs as much sun as possible to get a big yield, which is probably why you don't see it grown in a lot of the UK. I'm curious about these views. This is just awesome. Alright, sorry if that made you dizzy, but I think that we will harvest outside of the cab a little bit. I really enjoy watching the combine from the outside. And plus you do get a lot better view as opposed to inside the cab. I think that, we probably should have counted the bales on the other end, because, like I was talking, if we did have enough bales of straw for the winter, then we could just get rid of these, but I don't think we have enough. Okay, so let's actually look at an overhead view of this field, and it's pretty much a square, actually. It's pretty much a square. I think what I just did may be slightly better because of that curve that you see. So let's just do a couple end rows here on the curve, and then we'll be done with it. Well, I mean, we'll be done with the end rows, not done with the field, obviously. Wow, those views are just amazing. Wow. That's pretty cool. I wonder, can we see my brother from here? I think is that the class tractor there at the edge of the field? I wonder if that's field 29. What is that, field 29? It's awful close if it's not. I don't know. Okay, here we go. We are gotta be to the end, but I'm enjoying this view. I don't want to switch to the other side. All right, maybe we should just head down on this end and dump. We probably don't need too many end rows up here on this side because of the huge grass area that we have. Okay, Let's lift up our head backwards a little bit. Alternatively, we can just do another in row and finish it off. I don't know. What should we do? I think we'll just go down here and then we can dump on the trailer. We have got to be getting... Yeah, we're about half tank maybe. Okay, here we go. Let's finish up this field. We got to get cooking. It's probably... What time is it? It is... Yeah, I was just going to say it's probably close to noon by this point. Put out the auger. There we go. We're going to have to get going on that. Wow. That's got... I mean... Okay, it's like with every view I want to say, wow, that's the best view in the game. That's the best view in the map. But, you know, I keep saying that, so it can't be true. That's pretty good. You know, I don't even need to talk. I'll just... I've actually toyed with the idea before of doing a... I don't know. In my head I call it a Screensaver series. You know, if you're at work or you just want to throw on some farming simulator. You don't want to miss anything, so you don't want to have to worry about someone talking, or you don't want to have to mute the volume. You just want to enjoy the, I don't know, tractor combine driving sound. So I've toyed with the idea of doing a series where I don't say anything. It's not a time lapse, but you know, it'll try to feature as many scenic shots as possible. I even thought about I could set up two computers. You know, I could set up my recording computer, this one, with a multiplayer server, and I kind of look out over a field, and then I log on to that with another computer, and I drive around the tractors and I farm and stuff like that. And that way you could see basically me harvest the field from a really cool perspective and vantage point. I think that would actually be a really cool thing. Maybe I should try that at some point. I don't know. That could actually... Should I try that? I think I should try that. This field would actually be pretty good because of the view. I mean, that would be pretty cool. But then you wouldn't have the pleasure of my voice talking to you, which may or may not be a good thing. I think that we can save it there with only 2 end rows. We'll probably want to do GPS at some point just to be as efficient as possible. Should we get GPS? Yeah, let's get GPS set up. Alright, let's jump outside the cab. It's typically easier to do it. Outside the cab, you can just see a little bit easier. Let's say, okay, so we got line mode. We want a new path. We don't want that path. That would not be good. Let's do... We want to make sure we get it all. It's okay if it's slightly crooked there at the beginning, just to make sure that we don't have any extras. Okay, that should be good. And I think we can turn the line off. I typically like to drive with the line off, and I know the route. Oops. Well, one thing we forgot to do is, did I change the... Yep. Okay, so that might change things. Let's see if that... Yeah, just slightly. I think that we can go... There we go. That should be just about perfect. I think we're good there. Okay. Let's minimize that and get GPS, and we will be off. Okay. And now, what I love about this is you can enjoy even better views. You can actually see... I wonder if we can see my brother working from here. Let's see if we can see him. I think that's... Is that field 29 there? I think that's gotta be. We might be too far away. I know that tractors actually have a view distance on them, or a clipping distance. I wonder if we're too far away to see from here. Might be. Might be just a smidgen too far. Let's see how far away can we see traffic. I can see, let's see, is that the quarry there? No, that's Little Woolhope on the left. Okay, so there's a car there. I don't know. I think we might be just a little bit too far away. So, we can always enjoy a good view over on this side. And I think, like I said, we might have wanted to do another pass up here, but... wow. The sky looks amazing on this map. I mean, look at that. That looks like clouds in real life. I love this map. I think, you know, typically I actually like maps with more options. Like, for example, Lebet du Monde had, I think it had a composter. I actually don't know. I never got a chance to use it. I was so busy with seasons. But I like having the option to do extra things and, you know, run factories and stuff like that. But I think it's because I just, you know, maybe I got bored with maps too easy, and so I like the option of having those factories available in case I get bored just farming or driving tractors. But on this one, I don't see how I could get bored with driving tractors. I mean, this map is so amazing. I really can't wait till you guys get your hands on this. Got a nice looking forest up there. Should I do a time lapse here, guys? I'm not sure. I don't know. I've had mixed reviews about time lapses actually. Some guys like them, and other guys say keep them to a minimum. But you know, if I can't find anything to talk about, then just do a time lapse. So maybe I should just do a time lapse, or I could just cut to the end of the harvest. You know, action points. Kind of, you know, cut to the action points in a map where you're doing certain things like unloading, offloading, kind of like it tells a little bit of story. Oh, maybe I'll try that. We'll just try that. We'll cut to the action scenes, or if I think of anything to say in the middle while I am driving this, we'll do that. I think that's a good plan. So it wasn't very long. I just thought of something to talk about. It's interesting that, you know, I was discussing how there's not a lot of corn grown in the UK to my knowledge, and the corn that is, from what I've seen on the yield charts, the yield is nowhere near as good as it is in the US, and I think that's largely due to sunlight. And to further confirm these suspicions, some farmers talked about on the FSUK forum where they're spraying their wheat before harvest, and I'm like, what? Wait a minute, what? Because, you know, right before harvest, we never spray crops because you just go to harvest them. It's like, what are you spraying them for? And they say that they basically spray something on them to, I forget the chemical, but they kill off the crop so that it all dries evenly. And I'm not sure if this is just because there isn't enough sun to dry out the crop properly and evenly. I mean, obviously, if it all dies at the same time, it'll be, you know, more uniform throughout the field. But I also know in the U.S., I've never heard of anybody spraying their crop to kill it off so that it could get dry. And, you know, I know, well, obviously for corn, for example, you'd have to hire a crop duster to do that. You're not going to drive through the middle of the field when the corn is, you know, 6-7 feet high, 8 feet high, and, you know, you knock down a lot of corn. So I know you're not going to do that. Soybeans, yeah, not really. But I wonder if along those same lines that I was talking about, I wonder if it has something to do with the weather where it just doesn't dry out as much because it's cloudy. You know, you need wind and you need sunlight to dry off a crop when it is close to harvest. It is basically the only thing that, time helps a little bit, but I mean, you need the crop to, you need sunlight and you need it to be windy a little bit. Wind helps, but sun helps more. And so if you don't have any sun and it keeps raining, it only makes sense that you might have to spray off your crop to kill it a little bit faster and uniformly. Or maybe it's just they spray it so they can get it perfectly uniform and it'll all be ready to harvest at the same time instead of just parts of the field are drier than others. But I don't know. We don't really have a problem with that in the U.S. with soybean fields. So I don't know. If anybody knows anything on that, feel free to comment, because I don't really know too much. With another map, I don't know if you could do this in as many spots, but with this map, there's so many good spots. I think that this is what I'm going to try, and tell me if you guys want it or not. I think I'll just leave a section in here where it's just a bunch of pretty views. I won't be talking, and you can sit back and enjoy the views if you want, or you can jump to them. I'll put in some timestamps for those of you on computer. I know they don't work on mobiles, but if you're on a computer, you can just jump to the timestamp and enjoy a harvest screensaver. And for those that enjoy me talking and they don't care about, or they want to skip the harvest and just the dead time, I'll just put a timestamp on when I am done talking at the very end of the field, and you can skip to there. So that way it gives you kind of the best of both worlds, and it's not a time lapse. So I don't know. Let's try that for this episode. I think that's a good plan. We'll give that a try, and be sure to let me know in the comments whether or not you enjoyed that. I know for those on mobile, it could pose a problem, but if most of you are watching from a desktop PC or maybe a tablet would work like that too, or maybe a tablet's mobile format, I don't know. But so, it could be inconvenient for those guys. They basically have to scroll and find the timestamp on their own manually, but I would be interested in your thoughts on that. So be sure to let me know about that. Whoops. While I was talking, we kind of made a boo-boo. We're going to go over to this end of the field, and we're going to cut down to the wagon, and we'll dump on it. We'll pull out and we'll dump on the wagon there. That's what we're going to do. Okay. Alright, so because this map has great views, I think it's a great time to try it. Instead of having a separate series of screensavers, we'll just include them here. So let me know what you think. And here we are unloading. This trailer is going to be full. We still have quite a bit left to do on this harvest for this field. But unfortunately, I think that's all the time I have today. Sorry guys, I really wanted to finish this field for you, but we'll have to come back and do it again on Wednesday. If I have time, I'll throw in another bonus episode for Tuesday, but I wouldn't count on it. I don't know, maybe. We'll just see. Just wait. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to have a good day and good night, and subscribe if you haven't. And again, in case you were wondering what that is, if you skipped around, if you didn't hear me talk about it, I would like your thoughts on the style that I did there. I will have timestamps, as you will see in the description. But again, for mobile, it's kind of a disadvantage where you can't just skip ahead with the click of a button. You're going to have to manually scroll through that harvest if you don't want to watch it. But I think it's kind of a fun thing where, I don't know, it's something actually that I wish I had where, I mean, how awesome would that be at work where you could just put it in a second desktop or something like that, or a window, or, you know, just to have it off to the side, a comforting view of watching a combine drive throughout a map. Anyway, I don't know. I think it'd be great, but not all my ideas are good. So we will come back and sell this, and, you know, we'll figure it out for the next episode. So until then, thanks for watching, guys, again. And by the time you are viewing this, who knows, maybe the West Coast map will be out and nobody will be watching my episode because you'll be busy playing your own maps. So I hope that that's the case, though. This really is a great map. And until then, until next time, guys, thanks again. Thanks for watching. It really does mean a lot to me that you guys watch my videos. And yeah, that's about it. All right, thanks.